At that moment, Qin Horan rushes toward Ning Tian to attack him. Ning Tian quickly retreats from the spot. Seeing this, Qin Horan shouts "What?" and thinks he was able to dodge it at such a close distance. Meanwhile, Princess Yuling and Yuqin, watching the scene, think he can actually move freely under Qin Horan's command. At that moment, Ning Tian receives several system notifications saying, "You shocked the eldest Prince Qin Horan. You shocked Princess Yuling. You shocked Yuqin. Reward Tao of Music, the Song of Thunder Tribulation. A song to overcome a thunder tribulation, played using the Tao of Music. It can absorb the divine thunder Tao rhythm in the thunder tribulation." Seeing this, Ning Tian smirks and thinks, "Ha! I didn't expect such a pleasant surprise to come." Meanwhile, Qin Horan's sister, Qin Yumei, with a swollen face, says to Qin Horan, "Brother, look at his face, kill him right away." At that moment, Qin Horan thinks, "This kid is not simple. I haven't gotten the treasure yet, but a random battle is already consuming my power. Why don't I let him explore the Thunder Cliff to see if he can find any traces of the treasure?" Then he says to Princess Yuling, "Yuling, we're siblings after all. And if that guy is one of your men, I don't mind giving you a favor. If he can pass the Thunder Cliff alone, we will leave it at that. How about it?" Ning Tian responds, "Sure, it's a promise," while thinking, after all, you're the Supreme Divine Kingdom's eldest son. It would have been different if I didn't wish to offend the kingdom and cause trouble for my wife. Meanwhile, Qin Horan smirks sinisterly and thinks, "If you can pass the Thunder Cliff alone, will we really leave it at that? You brat, even if you have a secret method, you're still at the Earth King realm. The power of the Thunder Cliff is enough to kill you thousands of times." Then, Ning Tian slowly starts moving toward the Lightning Cliff. Lightning flashes all around him, and with each step he takes, thunder roars beneath his feet. Watching this, Yuqin says, "This big bad guy looks so calm." Qin Horan, standing behind Yuqin, smirks and says, "Hey, it's just the start." The very center of the scorched earth minefield contains a strong shock from the Supreme Ancestor. Hearing this, Ning Tian asks the system, "Is there really a Supreme Ancestor who left behind the Divine Thunder Tao rhythm?" The system responds, "Naturally, the host can use his Song of Thunder Tribulation to sense and absorb it." Ning Tian thinks, "This won't be simple," and immediately takes out his Guqin, saying, "Absolute Guqin." Meanwhile, seeing Ning Tian take out his Guqin, Yuqin turns to Princess Yuling and asks, "Is he still interested in playing music at such a moment?" Princess Yuling replies, "He actually took out a magical weapon. Fellow Taoist Ning Shui is not simple." On the other side, Ning Tian begins to play the Song of Thunder Tribulation on his Guqin and declares, "Thunder Tribulation." Thunder waves erupt from his Guqin, and at that moment, an immense amount of golden thunder tribulation starts raining down on Ning Tian. Suddenly, a blue thunder dragon takes shape within the thunder tribulation. Seeing this, Princess Yuling exclaims in shock, "It's the Divine Thunder Tao rhythm." He actually activated the rhythm left by the Supreme Ancestor during the thunder tribulation. At that moment, another figure arrives and remarks, "It's not easy to control the thunder dragon with the Tao of Music. That's amazing." Ning Tian, surrounded by golden thunder, stands firm and begins absorbing the Divine Thunder Tao rhythm, as everyone watches in awe. Princess Yuling turns to the newcomer and says, "Even the Xiao Yao Holy Sun is interested." The Xiao Yao Holy Sun replies, "The Thunder Dragon is so strong that it might be related to the legendary treasure of Shen Yu. Of course I won't miss this." Meanwhile, Qin Horan silently watches the scene unfold and thinks, "If the legendary treasure really appears, don't blame me for being cruel." Ning Tian continues absorbing the Divine Thunder Tao rhythm, as an even greater surge of thunder energy gathers around him. Observing this, Ning Tian thinks, "These lightning bolts are attracted to the sound and gather together. I will catch them in one go." At that moment, an immense amount of golden energy bursts from the tips of Ning Tian's fingers, surrounding the blue thunder dragon. His golden thunder dragons begin attacking the blue thunder dragon fiercely. Confused, Yuqin asks, "Odd. Why do the lightning bolts seem to get smaller and smaller?" The Xiao Yao Holy Sun replies, "He's refining the thunder tribulation dragon, Seeing this, Kyun Horan exclaims in shock. He actually wants to absorb the divine thunder rhythm left by the supreme ancestor. Princess Yuling, stunned, remarks, could it be that, as the third uncle said, he actually stepped onto the 9th step of the Thunder Wind 9-step terrace? On the other side, Ningtian continues to play his guqin relentlessly. The rhythm of his music controls the thunder, which dances around him in perfect harmony. Gradually, Ningtian's golden thunder dragons almost completely overpower the blue thunder dragon. With a final surge of energy, Ningtian unleashes his full strength and attacks the blue thunder dragon directly. At that moment, a flood of system notifications appears before him. Congratulations to the host for absorbing the Divine Thunder Dao rhythm and reaching a new level in the Thunder Wind Dao. Thunder Wind Dao has reached the peak stage. The host can now master the powerful lightning attack. You shocked the Supreme Divine King's eldest prince, Kyun Horan. You shocked Princess Yuling. You shocked Yukin. You shocked the Holy Son of Shaoyan, Juju. You shocked everyone. Advanced achievement unlocked. The Song of Thunder Tribulation. Reward, Celestial Realm EXP card. Celestial Realm EXP card. After use, the host can gain celestial power for 2 days. The card becomes invalid after use. Seeing all this, Ningtian smiles with satisfaction and says, "This reward isn't bad." Afterward, Ningtian looks up toward the top of the lightning cliff and sees intense lightning flashing at its peak. Observing it, he says, "That must be what Princess Yuling wants." Ningtian then rides his thunder dragon and begins ascending the lightning cliff. Upon reaching the top, he sees an object placed there, from which the lightning flashes are emanating. As Ningtian approaches to take it, the lightning intensifies even more. Ningtian remarks, "Oh, you still want to resist? Come." He grabs the object and the lightning gradually subsides. Ningtian looks at it closely and discovers it's a skill book. He says, "Advanced Earth Rank Skill Divine Thunder." So what the princess wanted was to cultivate the Divine Thunder Dao like me. Without wasting time, Ningtian quickly descends and shouts to Princess Yuling, "Princess Yuling, I got what you wanted." At that moment, something unusual happens. The entire area falls completely silent. Ningtian turns around to check what's going on. Just then, Princess Yuling shouts, "Ning Shuai, watch out." Meanwhile, Keen Heron smirks and thinks, could it be that the legendary treasure is being revealed? Ningtian notices someone appearing behind him, saying, "It's been tens of thousands of years." A golden aura surrounds the figure, and an old man materializes, declaring, "Finally, there is someone who is able to awaken my imperial soul that remains in the supreme secret realm." Seeing the old man, everyone except Ningtian kneels and greets him, saying, "Greeting the supreme ancestor." The old man turns to Ningtian and says, "You won't give your greetings and bow?" Ningtian responds bluntly, "You are just a remnant soul, what are you talking about?" Meanwhile, everyone watches silently as Ningtian and the old man converse. Princess Yuling observes the interaction and thinks, Master Ningshui somehow awakened the old ancestor's soul. What type of god is he? At the same time, Kyun Horan looks at the old man and thinks, I never thought there would still be any souls of his direct ancestors here. He must have some sort of connection with the legend of the Divine Moon's treasure. The old man, glaring at Ningtian, says, "An insignificant yellow-haired brat dares to be this arrogant." But as the old man looks closer at Ningtian's body, his expression shifts and he thinks, wait, on the brat's body. The Emperor's energy is there? Meanwhile, Ningtian casually stands there, cleaning his ear with his finger, seemingly unbothered. The old man continues to think, with the great Emperor's protection, it seems like the descendants who didn't go into the heavenly spiritual domain did not slack off either. The country's power is definitely getting stronger by the day. The old man looks at Ningtian and says, whatever, since you're the one who awakened me, a direct ancestor, I won't look further into this. Ningtian, unimpressed, asks, when did I awaken you? The old man replies, you don't know. Thousands of years ago, I left the legend of the Divine Moon, which said, sweep the snowstorms, and the souls of the deceased awaken. Meanwhile, Kyun Horan watches and thinks, So the treasure in the legend of the divine moon is something our direct ancestors really left? Ning Tian nonchalantly says to the old man, never heard of it before. Hearing this, the old man studies Ning Tian and remarks, you brat, looking at your bones and energy, it's a 1 in a trillion talent, and I have a secret book for you. At this, Ning Tian bursts out laughing and says, ha ha ha, you old man, your script is a little old-fashioned, aren't they? The old man, irritated by Ning Tian's laughter and words, retorts, an old man? The old man pulls out a skill book and declares, this is a priceless mid-grade hand-to-hand combat manual, Supreme Chaos Cloud Technique. Ning Tian skeptically asks, priceless mid-grade hand-to-hand combat manual? Old man, are you trying to scam me? The old man mutters under his breath, ancestor, how am I supposed to defend against the descendants who didn't go into the heavenly spiritual domain? Then, looking at Ning Tian, he says, now I'm placing this Supreme Chaos Cloud Technique in your hands. Pushing the skill book toward Ning Tian, he continues, the future of the Supreme Heavenly Domain will now be in your hands. Ning Tian reaches out to take the skill book and says confidently, ancestor, do not worry. With this Supreme Chaos Cloud Technique, I'll definitely protect our Supreme Heavenly Domain. At that moment, Qin Haran shouts angrily, old ancestor, that person isn't the descendant of the Supreme Heavenly Domain. He doesn't deserve to inherit this from you. His sister, Qin Yume, chimes in, right, he's only an annoying brat with an unknown history. Hearing this, the old man looks startled and exclaims, what? But before he can react further, Ning Tian grabs the skill book from his hand and casually says, thanks man. The old man, enraged, shouts at Ning Tian, you impudent little thief, you dare to lie to an ancestor? Ning Tian smirks and replies, I never said if I'm someone who didn't enter the Supreme Heavenly Domain. But since you said you wanted to give this to me, then you can't take back your words, am I right? At that moment, a series of system notifications appear before Ning Tian, inspecting absorbed priceless mid-grade martial arts, Supreme Chaos Cloud Fist. 10-fold comprehension. Supreme Chaos Cloud Fist comprehension successful. Golden thunder aura surrounds Ning Tian as he ascends into the sky with an air of dominance. The old man, watching this, sighs and says, forget it. Even though he's not a descendant who didn't go up the Supreme Heavenly Realm, fate is involved in our meeting. All this is predestined by fate. Then the old man slowly starts to disappear, and Ning Tian stands there calmly watching. As the old man vanishes completely, Qin Haran begins walking toward Ning Tian and shouts, you brat. Give us the Supreme Chaos Cloud Fist back. Ignoring him, Ning Tian walks toward Princess Yuling. At that moment, Yu Qing nervously asks Princess Yuling, senior sister, what do we do? The eldest prince is at the top of the immortal emperor realm. That bad guy isn't his match, right? Princess Yuling replies calmly, the Supreme Chaos Cloud Fist is still our direct ancestor's famous finishing move. Qin Haran definitely won't let this go. Meanwhile, Ning Tian turns to Qin Haran and says mockingly, have your brains been soaking in water? Whatever I eat, only an idiot would spit it out. Infuriated, Qin Haran yells, you arrogant little brat. Then don't blame me for not being merciful. Princess Yuling, clearly worried, says to Ning Tian, Master Ning Shui, you should still give it back. Otherwise I won't be able to protect you. With a confident smirk, Ning Tian responds, don't worry, he can't help himself. Qin Haran's body radiated an overwhelming crimson aura as he snarled, you're rather arrogant. Seeing this, Yu Qin panicked and exclaimed, this is bad. That big bad guy is going to explode. Princess Yuling, her face tense, added, with his energy, it's no wonder that his power is greater than mine. Meanwhile, Qin Haran dashed toward Ning Tian at an incredible speed, shouting, go and die. Ning Tian remained calm, and instructed the system, use God Realm card. The system promptly responded, currently using God Realm card. God Realm card usage complete. You have gained 1-star God Realm physique. Usage time, 2 days. The moment the card was activated, Ning Tian's eyes began to glow with a radiant golden light. Qin Heron hesitated briefly but continued his charge. As he closed in, a golden thunder barrier materialized around Ning Tian, blocking Qin Horan's attacks effortlessly. Qin Horan launched a flurry of strikes from all directions, but none could penetrate the barrier. Frustration and fear crept into his expression as his relentless attacks proved futile. Ning Tian raised a single finger and calmly uttered, "Leave." With just those words, a concentrated golden thunderbolt erupted from Ning Tian's barrier, sending Qin Horan flying. He crashed violently into a nearby mountain, the force of the impact shaking the ground. Bruised and trembling, Qin Horan coughed and muttered in disbelief, God realm. Isn't he in the Earth King realm? And Ning Tian stands there silently when a system notification pops up. You shocked the crowd, rewarding you with Aura Cultivation 100. Then Ning Tian looks at his aura and thinks, I never thought this Supreme Chaos Cloud Fist is so powerful. I only used 1/10, and it's already this strong. Then wouldn't it be possible to copy this Supreme Secret Realm a few times? Meanwhile, in front of the Supreme Secret Realm's gate, many people gather. Someone from the crowd exclaims, who knows this time, who would be the one to stand out? Another person responds, I think it's the eldest prince, Qin Heran. He's the strongest person to enter the secret realm. A third person adds, not necessarily. Even in the Supreme Secret Realm, fated chances are important. At that moment, something begins to happen to the door of the Supreme Secret Realm. Qin Feng, surprised, exclaims, what's happening? Just then, someone starts emerging from the door. It is none other than Ning Tian. Seeing him, someone from the crowd asks, Who's that?